Next on Growing Chatham, it's the season for poinsettias. Today, we are going to learn more about taking care of these holiday flowers so that they will last throughout the holiday season and beyond. Have you started your holiday shopping yet? Do you often find yourself overspending this time of year? We are going to learn more about holiday finances so that you can save money instead of spending it all. Lastly, we are heading into the kitchen to talk to Tara Gregory about holiday food safety. So don't go anywhere because Growing Chatham starts now. Welcome to the December edition of Growing Chatham. I'm Tiffany Hancock, Marketing and Media Support Specialist at the Chatham County Center. With the arrival of December means the arrival of holidays. The Chatham County office will be closed on Friday, December 23rd, Monday, December 26th, and Tuesday, December 27th. We will also be closed on Monday, January 2nd for the new year. This time of year, there's an abundance of poinsettias. You can find them at churches, homes, and businesses. But do you know how to take care of a poinsettia so that it can live beyond the holiday season? Let's visit NC State to find out more about how to take care of your poinsettia.
A lot of people want to know how to take care of a poinsettia in their home after they purchase them. You don't want them in a draft or near a heat vent. You don't want air blowing on them. They like moderate moisture, but you don't want to keep them really wet. The roots don't like to be kept wet. One way you can do that is to touch the soil and see if it's moist or not, and you might want to give it a little water. I come in and I pick my pots up to see if they're heavy or if they're light, and if they're light, then I give them some water. You want them in bright light to keep the color. If they're not in bright enough light, the leaves will start turning yellow, so you'll know that you'll need to move them into some brighter light. Contrary to popular belief, poinsettias are not poisonous. I hope you enjoy your poinsettia throughout the holiday season.
Emily Marison, Family and Consumer Sciences agent from Ohio State University, has some wonderful tips on how to save money during the holiday season.
Between the food, the decorations, the gifts, and more, the holiday season can cost a lot of money. We have tips for you to celebrate without breaking the bank on Extension Today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.
Hi, I'm Jenny Love with OSU Extension. Today I'm here with my colleague Emily Marison, also with OSU Extension, and she is going to share some tips you can use to enjoy the holidays without blowing your budget. Emily, what advice do you have for us?
So to start with, consider a spending plan rather than a budget. Sometimes a budget makes it seem like it's tying our hands, but a spending plan really gives us more freedom and gives us more control over what we're going to spend for the holidays. So I really like to think about this from a joy factor standpoint. So when you think about the holidays, what is it that you most enjoy? What brings you the most joy or your family the most joy? And then you can think about, as we divide into different categories of our spending, what should I be spending the most money on?
What are some of those different categories?
Well, I like to start with food because I love food. Also because when it comes to the holidays, food has a very special part of a lot of celebrations, whether that's from a religious standpoint or a family standpoint. And also another trap that we can fall into is that we get busy during the holidays. And so we may run low on time, which means we're running through fast food. We could be spending more money that way than we intend, where if we would plan ahead ahead and maybe do slow cooker meals or at least plan our menu at home, we could be saving money that way. The next area that people can spend money without realizing it is decorations. For some, that brings them a lot of joy. And so if that's something that your family really enjoys, then you can put more in that category. If it's something you dread, then maybe that's something that you don't spend as much money on and you pay attention to some of our other categories. Another area to consider is entertainment. This is one of those times a year where entertainment can kind of sneak up on us. We don't really think about that maybe being a part of our spending plan for the holiday season. And then there's travel, and travel can eat up a portion of our spending plan as well. So be sure to consider not only airline, possibly tickets, but also the mileage that you would be putting on your car, the wear and tear, eventual tires, things like that. All of those kinds of things need to be considered as part of your spending plan when it comes to travel as well. Another area that people may not think about as much is holiday cards. It used to be we would send cards with photos to people like our friends and family that were far away who hadn't seen how much our family had changed, our kids had grown up. Now that we have these social media outlets, people can catch up more on that throughout the year. So really think about, what are you doing as you send that card? Are you genuinely thinking about the people that you're sending those cards to and conveying your love to them in that card? Another category that people will often push to the bottom is charitable giving. And really, if you don't make that a part of your spending plan right up front, it can get squeezed out. This is one of the best times of year to be thinking about giving. I know in my family with my children, this is part of their gift. We give them some money and they get to choose where they give that money. It really empowers them, and it's a part of what the entire holiday season is about. And lastly is gifts. And we purposefully leave this last because for some people that is their entire spending plan, is all about the gifts. Just make sure that you identify that amount ahead of time and then stick to that amount for each person. So as you keep your spending plan in mind, this is really a gift to yourself. Think about what are the numbers that you would like to see, and keep that in mind as you are thinking about your spending plan, that when you stick to that plan, you're really giving your future self a gift.
Wow, these have been really good tips, Emily. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like more tips and tricks on how to enjoy your holidays without blowing your budget, go to go.osu.edu/Extension Today.
Extension Today is sponsored by the Ohio State University College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences.
During this time of the year, we get together with friends and families to celebrate the holidays. And where there's celebrations, there's food. I recently met with Tara Gregory, Family and Consumer Sciences agent here in Chatham County, where we talked about food safety during the holiday season. I'm here with Tara Gregory, our Family and Consumer Sciences agent here at the Chatham County Center. And we've been talking about the holidays coming up and cooking all this food. Tara's going to tell us how we can take care of this food after the holidays and how we should store it and more. So Tara, go ahead. Tell us what we need to know.
Well, first thing, if you're trying to prepare ahead of time, you've got a lot of festivities coming up and you want to make a few things ahead of schedule, what you want to do is make sure that when you cook your food, you want it to cool down as quickly as possible if you're storing it in your fridge.
Oh, like green bean casserole.
Exactly.
That's a favorite.
Yes, green bean casserole, any kind of casserole that you may make and you know it'll heat up perfectly when the time comes. The struggle is in a baking pan, if you were to take that baking dish and put it right in the fridge, it's not going to cool down for a long time. That dish is going to stay really hot, keeping your food in a danger zone, as we call it, where bacteria can really grow.
Yeah, not good for the holidays.
Yeah, no one wants to have stomachache. So recommendation for that is take out your casserole into smaller dishes, which actually can be handy if you're using the same dish for two different parties. So bonus there.
That is great. Now, how about pie? Because I love pumpkin pie and all those delicious pies, sweet potato pie. Is there a trick about pies, things?
So pumpkin pie is one of my favorites too. Sometimes people will ask, do I need to refrigerate it? I don't have to refrigerate some other pies. What about a pumpkin pie? And really it depends. If you buy a pumpkin pie at the store, you buy it at room temperature, it's sitting out, you don't need to refrigerate that pie. If you make it at home yourself, you do want to refrigerate that pie to keep it safe.
That's good to know. Now, how about other foods that could pose a danger if you leave it out too long?
Oh, now that's the key right there. When we have these gatherings and people potluck style kind of bring all their food, or you're cooking a big meal for a lot of people, and everybody serves themselves, enjoys it, and then the food kind of sits there. You really want to make sure that food is not out from the refrigerator or out of the oven, wherever it came from, hot or cold, for more than 4 hours. If it's sitting out more than 4 hours, toss it to lower your chances of getting sick or making someone else sick.
So I've seen folks bring in foods and they'll get the little, what do they call the little things underneath? They keep the food warm.
Oh yeah, warmers.
Yes,
Kind of warming trays. Warming
so does that increase how long you can leave the food out if you have those under your meal?
Absolutely, yes. And same with cold dishes. So if you have potato salad or deviled eggs, you can put a larger bowl or container with ice in it and set those foods on that, keep them cold. Same with the warmers. If you have food that you want to keep warm just for enjoyment too, not just food safety, you can use those. You can also use a slow cooker. If you're thinking like gravy, you can put your gravy in the slow cooker and have it turned on, and it'll keep it at a safe temperature while everybody's enjoying it.
And I know they make the slow cookers in different sizes. So there's, I know we have a smaller size. So that would be great.
Perfect for the gravy.
Yeah. Okay, well, is there any other tips you would like to offer?
I'd say if you get tired of your leftovers and you have 7 days to enjoy your leftovers, as long as your fridge is working well and keeping foods below 41 degrees, 7 days. But if you, around that day 4, are just tired of your leftovers, use your freezer. You can package it up into portions that you can pop into the microwave or a pan or the oven and enjoy later.
Yeah, I did that with Thanksgiving with my macaroni and cheese, and so I have lunch for the next 2 weeks of macaroni and cheese. I cut it up into small sizes, I put it in the freezer, and now I have my own macaroni and cheese, and I don't have to cook it, so you
Right? Isn't that so nice? Nice little prize for yourself.
Yes, it saves me money because I don't have to go out and buy the stoufers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't wait to try some of your tips out and to keep my family safe. So
thank you. Yes, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Congratulations to Chatham Horse Couture members who are part of a winning North Carolina 4-H horse team. We'd also like to say congratulations to the Chatham County 4-H cattle working team. They're going to states. Way to go, guys. Have you thought about visiting the farmers market to purchase holiday gifts? 2 of Chatham County's 3 farmers markets will be hosting special holiday markets to help folks get into the festive holiday spirit. The Pittsboro Farmers Market will host Artisan Days at the Pittsboro Farmers Market on Thursday, December 1st, December 8th, and December 15th from 3 to 6 p.m. They have some very special guest vendors from around the Triangle coming to Artisan Days to help make your holiday gift giving extra special. The Chatham Mills Farmers Market will host a Holidays at the Market on Saturday, December 3rd, 10th, and 17th from 10 until 1. The Farrington Farmers Market is a year-round market and will be opened every Tuesday from 3 until 5 p.m. until spring when they resume their normal hours. Vendors will be taking pre-orders for holiday pies and similar items so visit the market's website for details and vendor info. You can find all of this information in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1222. Well, I'll wrap it up here. I hope you have a wonderful holiday with friends and family. I'll be back next year. Yep, can you believe it? 2023 will be here before you know it. Don't forget to visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to access the links, the stories, and the videos that were not shown here today. Until then, take care. I'm Tiffany Hancock for North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center.